Single men have a superpower that nobody likes to talk about. If you have no wife and no...
Yeah, I just wrote this in my notebook today. That lesson came up to me again. In the past year, in 2025, that's one of the masculine lessons that I've learned. Go watch this video for full context. It is the hard masculine truth. The hard masculine truth is that when you're single, no kids, no girlfriend, you can hide for 10 to 15 years, build your life, scale your life, and curate it any which way you want to from 18 to about 35 and pop up at 35, 36 and you know what's crazy? That's a crazy perspective to think about. And pop up at 35 and 36 and get all the things you think you were missing in your 20s. You can go for broke. You can fail. You can lose. You can, I wouldn't suggest I wouldn't suggest a ton of heartbreak. And here's what I mean by that. I wouldn't suggest of a whole lot of relationship heartbreaks, because it can destroy you in a way that you don't need. You need to put yourself in a position when you're dating from a position of leverage and power, meaning she's disposable. Do not date from a place of hunger and thirst. Do not date from a place and have kids from a place as well that is hungry, thirsty. You don't like you're desperate for the biological need of, and it is a need to procreate, because it will ruin your life when you look back. I just wrote this down. I don't want to look back when I have my first child and say, damn, I didn't live my life. Or let me not even say that. I didn't take advantage of my singleness. And that really doesn't mean I didn't sleep with all the women that I could. That means I didn't build the life and structure that I said I wanted. So when other people come, like children and women, come into my life, I have structure, boundaries, and everybody has to follow a program. I'm not just kind of, in many regards, like most people do, scrambling to bring life together when you have a kid. Now, if you have a woman that is willing to grow with you, and y'all are willing to grow through the multiple stages of personal development and life and commit to life with you, fantastic. But if you don't have that, being single is one of the greatest leverages as a man. And a lot of men dismiss this great sacred period to go sleep with sleep with as many women as you can. And I'm learning that's one of the most wasteful ways to do that, because you want to use your singleness to get positive habits, to have build a positive mind, a positive heart, a positive spirit, and build an unbreakable spirit at that, to where when there is times that other people depend on you, you don't fold. But it's hard for you to bring that up when you spent your whole 20s chasing booty, not emotionally regulating, not grounding yourself, not reading, not studying, not building structures, not researching, not finding out how to protect yourself from the losses of life and the dangers of life that women and children can bring with family, etc., like pre-plan for your failures. Like, in other words, your heartbreaks, women try to come for you, false accusations, etc. Like, be so planned in your singleness that when other people do come into your life, you're 10 steps ahead of certain shit. Like, you've observed it in other people's failures, and you not to be played with, And it's hard because that is a harder route, to really construct your singleness to where when somebody comes into your life, you're not coming from a place of thirstiness, desperation, um, no leverage, and no position of power. And a lot of the times, money's the great equalizer and tool that would help you get there. But let money be a way to truly elevate your life, not just your lifestyle, your life. Like, in other words, you live a great quality of life because you make money. So in other words, you're not just upgrading your things, you're upgrading yourself, your mind, your flexibility, your resourcefulness, you're leveraging your flaws, everything. You're putting yourself in a position to network with people where you can protect yourself, learn how to protect yourself, learn how to have longevity, etc., etc. Like let money put you in a position where you're actually increasing your own lifespan. And a lot of men, especially, they just increase their lifestyle, and that's cool, but like, let money increase your life first. Like, you have better health because you make more money. You're cleaner because you have more money. You're wiser because you make more money. You study more because you make more money, because you also have more risk. You know more about human nature because you make more money, because you actually have time to gain the wisdom from other people that you can pay to learn. Like, let money increase your overall wellness with life. Like, in other words, you also, the psychoastrological phenomenons in your life, so you know when it's time to ramp up the speed, slow down, pause, reflect, create systems, get relationships, etc., 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 where you are purposely able to curate your life because you're not worried about how you're going to eat tonight, But yeah, being single is a superpower that many men don't take seriously enough, until they lost it all, and then they're in their 40s now, or they got divorced and they're in their 40s now, and now they have this super seriousness about their singleness. But before you have the kids, before you have the marriage, before you have the, God forbid, the divorce, what have you built in your 20s? And in your single years?